What's going on, Tidal Wave Academy? Coach Cam here, and I'm super excited to be able to give you this free resource to help you guys lose your first 6 pounds in 30 days or less. So, what I want to be able to go over is exactly the philosophy that we have here inside of Tidal Wave Academy to actually get you guys the tangible tools to be able to go out there and lose your first 6 pounds in these first 30 days. So, number one, we need to understand our calories and our protein breakdown so that we can go ahead and hit our mark every single day and make sure that we're really turning one day into a lifestyle. So, there's a couple different ways that we can do this. Number one is you can obviously do the generalized calorie and protein goals that are kind of outlined based off of your weight. This is a little bit less customized, but it does, eliminate the work of having to do like some of the actual math equation here, right? The easiest way that I can tell you to be able to calculate your calories to already be in a calorie deficit is to take your current body weight in pounds and multiply that by 10. Right? It's a super easy equation. You basically just put a zero onto the end, right? So if you're 175 pounds, you throw a zero, it'd be 1750, right? If you're 190 pounds, you throw on a zero, it's 1900 calories, right? So on and so forth. So that number would be the calories that you're hitting every single day. Now, this doesn't change whether you hit 10,000 steps, whether you do a workout, anything like that. We do this every single day, Monday through Sunday. Keeping that consistency is going to be key to getting you the results that you want, okay? In addition to that, you obviously have to determine your protein goal because those are the two macros that we're looking at, right? We're focused on the calories, which is the overall consumption of energy that you're taking in on a daily basis to make sure that we are staying in a slight calorie deficit. And then we're also doing our protein intake to make sure that we're getting enough protein. The carbs and the fats will fall into place because we have that protein goal that we are at least hitting. Okay. So the easiest way to be able to do this is to take the daily calories that you figured out, right? So for simplicity purposes, and I have my calculator here, I'm going to go ahead and do 190 pounds, like I said, right? You do 190 times 10, which is going to give you your calories, which is 1900. Then what you want to do is you want to create 30% of your calories coming from protein. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that 1900, you're going to multiply that by 0.3, okay? That comes out to 570. Okay, that doesn't mean we're doing 570 grams of protein, okay? Because each gram of protein is 4 calories. So you divide that by 4, and that comes out to 142.5. If you want to do 140, that's fine. If you want to do 145, that's fine. Obviously, you're not going to be able to stick to 142.5 every single day. But either way, if you want to do 140 or 145, that's fine. I'd probably advocate going for 145. It's a little bit more protein, can be a little bit more advantageous, but really there's no worry. So that would be 1900 calories, 145 grams of protein if you went that route. And then from there, it's now about how can we make this into something that we can stick to, right? How do we make this actually something that I can hit every single day and not strive for, but then end up going into 2600 calories and 175 grams of protein? It's like, oh crap, right? So number one is you can either meal prep or meal plan, and those are two completely separate things. Meal prep means that you're actually making the food, right? You're actually going out here and you're saying, hey, I'm going to make, 4 pounds of ground turkey. I'm going to, get, 4 cups worth of rice, right? And I'm going to actually like divvy those up into different Tupperwares or whatever you're going to put it in and have those set aside, right? The other option is you can meal plan, meaning that it might not be all food that you make, right? Or all things that you make fresh, right? Maybe it's some lean cuisines. Maybe it's some food that you go out to a restaurant to. Maybe you even get meal prep done for you, right? Whatever it might be. But you plan those meals in and you create your overall plan. Okay, so those are a couple different ways. The one thing I will say, no matter which route you go, whether you're going to fast food, you're going to restaurants, you're meal prepping, you meal plan, it doesn't matter, is you absolutely must track before you eat. That is the number one golden rule, because once you've eaten it, it's gone, right? It's done, it's consumed, that's it. If you end up realizing after you ate it that you actually went to 2200 calories, there's nothing you can do, right? That day is already lost. You're not hitting your goals that day. And so track your intake, make sure that you track for the calories, that you track for the protein, right? That you hit those goals. And honestly, I would even recommend going for something that we call the reward system here at Tidal Training, which is having a set amount of calories, right? 200 or 300 maybe, that you can have for dessert or a snack at the end of the night once you've obviously hit your protein goal. So you hit your protein goal of the 145, you've only eaten 15 or 1600 calories, boom, you can have those extra 300 or 400 calories or 200 calories, whatever it is, in a dessert, a snack, whatever it is that you truly enjoy that allows you to be able to stay consistent. Because this is going to help you in two ways. One, it's going to positively reinforce you, meaning that you actually get the reinforcement of, hey, I like this and I get my dessert. I'm happy about that. And two, it'll negatively reinforce you, meaning that if you don't do well with your protein throughout the first, half of the day, you don't get to have any dessert, right? You don't get to have that thing that you enjoy. So now it makes you go, okay, tomorrow I want to be on top of my protein to be able to have that snack, right? So that is the first things first, which is actually making sure that we understand what our calories and our protein is. So go ahead, do that calculation, pause this video if you have to, and then come back once you've done that data, right? So second section that we're going to have here is about the dirty cut method. So dirty stands for dynamic, indulgent, realistic, tailored, and yielding results. It's very, very important that we stay flexible, right? That we have balance and we find a strategy that's going to allow us to stay sustainable, right? Because if you're just trying to do things because you're like, well, this person said that this food's good, and this food's good, but you absolutely hate what you're doing on a daily basis, you're not going to stick to it for very long, okay? So a couple key components here is you got to be in your calorie deficit, which we've already established, right? Your body weight times 10 is going to help you be in a calorie deficit, okay? You want to continue to hit the high protein, right? We already talked about that. And then flexible dieting, meaning that you do like an 80-20 approach, right? Where we have those calories at the end of the day to be able to continue to stay consistent. We talked about the reward method, right? We already established what that is. Break fast cheat code. Basically what this is that you can skip the breakfast, right? You can go ahead and have the first 3 to 5 hours that you're awake be times that you just drink black coffee, that you just have water. You could even have sparkling water, right? So that you eliminate that window that you would normally have maybe 300 to 1,000 calories. Now you've eliminated that. And now if you have 1,900 calories, you have that between 2 meals, essentially, if you want to, between lunch and dinner. Okay. You could also do this in the sense of having breakfast and dinner. If you're not really much of a lunch person, your breakfast can hold you over. But again, I've seen the most success with actually skipping breakfast. You also get an increase in human growth hormone, which can help in the gym. It's just a lot easier. We're usually busy in the morning. Skipping breakfast is usually the easiest one. Okay. Using a food scale. This is very, very, very key. Even for foods that you wouldn't think you necessarily have to measure, right? So meaning that most people think, okay, with my meat, right, I want to measure how many ounces or whatever that I'm going to have in ground beef or whatever it might be, right? But also there's a lot of other things like a slice of bread, right? If you're going to have 4 slices of bread and make French toast, right? Weigh it out and make sure that that amount would be whatever it is in grams per slice times 4, right? Because I've gone and done 4 slices of bread and it ends up being the weight of like 4.5 or even 5 slices of bread. And so that means that it's extra calories. So weighing everything out to the best of your ability is going to make sure that you're as accurate as possible, but also it's going to save you a ton of mess. Instead of having measuring cups and all these things, you can go ahead and just weigh it out and use the grams that's on the back of the nutrition label. It's going to help you a ton in terms of cleanup. Okay. And then we also want to debunk some myths here, right? So you can eat after 8 o'clock. That makes absolutely no difference if you're tracking, unless you're someone who has acid reflux. That could be a little bit of a different story. You got to listen to your body there. 2, you don't have to, worry about, another one that I've heard is like 30 grams of protein per meal. If it goes more than that, you're going to throw it away. It's absolutely not true. Okay. A lot of those things that you hear are just people trying to make horror stories for you to have more difficulty losing weight. Okay. So a lot of those things are not true, and feel free to message me directly if there's something that I didn't talk about there that you want clarification on. Okay. Now we're going to talk about the workouts, okay? So we do 3 workouts per week. We want to have a day of rest in between. So on Monday, Wednesday, Friday is an example. A Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is an example. Shoot, if you have crazy Mondays and Tuesdays, start Wednesday, do Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, right? Whatever that you want to be able to do. Now, all of these workouts are in here already, right? You have the link to be able to look at this actual module. So I would say come in here and look, right? But we have different types of trainings in here, right? It talks about what the trainings are. We're going to do a chest and arm day on day 1, right? This would be your Monday, your Tuesday, your Wednesday, whenever you're starting for that week. Day 2 is going to be a leg day, okay? That's when we're going to focus on back squats, Bulgarian split squats, things like that, to be able to really make sure that our whole entire leg gets that work. And then number 3, or day 3, is going to be shoulders and back, okay? So we're going to do standing military press. We're going to do pull-ups, things like that, okay? Again, Make it realistic for yourself. Don't go for weight that you can't humanly pick up. Don't go and try to do full-on weighted pull-ups when you've never done a pull-up before. Use machines that assist you with these things. Make it realistic for yourself, or otherwise you're just going to feel defeated and you're going to go ahead and fall off the deep end. Now, on rest days, we really want to make sure that we rest in terms of actually going to the gym. You can still go and do your 10,000 steps. We want you to do 10,000 steps per day. Okay, that's part of the next module. Okay, but number two, you can still go to the gym and do some active rest day things, meaning that you can go and do stretching. You can go and sit in the sauna. You can go and you can do some just like light ab exercises, right? You don't want to go so strenuous that your heart is pounding, that you're sweating, right? That's defeating the purpose, and now you're doing a whole workout again. We want this day of rest because, again, it's not just about each individual muscle that you're working. It's about your central nervous system, right, which is having all these muscles fire. If you don't allow your central nervous system to rest, you're not going to get the results that you want. You're not going to hit PRs on a weekly basis, and you're not going to get as strong and as toned as you could, okay? So we want to track progress, okay? You have a Google Sheet to be able to do this, to track the progress on the actual workouts, record the reps, all that good stuff. And then mindset. You really want to push for doing 5 more pounds or 1 more rep each and every time you go to the gym and you do those sets, right? You also want to make sure to stay motivated. And the best way that I can say to stay motivated is to really give yourself that rest in between, right? So that you're ready and you're itching to go to the gym the next time. And then also, if you are lacking motivation, right? You just don't feel motivated to go to the gym. Those are the days that you need to push through. Use your lack of motivation as motivation. Because if you go ahead and relax on the days that your body's just like, I just don't really want to. Not because you're exhausted, but just, I just don't really want to, right? You're only going to have a harder time the next day trying to go to the gym, and the next day trying to go in the gym, and the next day, right? If you go ahead and just bite it right there, just end that and say, no, I'm going anyways, you're going to get it done, right? Go to the gym, even if you lie to yourself. I'm just going to go, and I'm going to go ahead and do my 10,000 steps. Go to the gym, get on the treadmill, do your 10,000 steps, and then be like, all right, let me just go and do a little bit of a workout. I actually had a client of mine tell me that he had enough calories for a donut at the end of the day. And what he did is he actually went to the gym. He told himself, if I did my workout, you can have the dessert. And that's the way that he got himself to go and do that workout. So use the reward theory to your advantage as well. Okay. Number 4 is we want to walk 10,000 steps per day. You can do this however you want to do it. You can do it leisurely. You can go and do it all at once with 90 minutes on the treadmill. You can go to your local mall and walk around with a coffee. You can go walk around with friends and have a chit chat and be able to do that kind of stuff. Doesn't matter. Walking is going to be the best way of losing weight because it's low intensity, so it doesn't cause you to use a lot of muscles, doesn't require you to use a lot of muscle glycogen. It's going to be very, very low in appetite increase, right? And you're going to be able to get the best result in terms of fat loss with walking. Now, 10,000 steps is the minimum. If you want to go for aggressive fat loss, I would say 12 to 15,000 steps is going to be the sweet spot, but incorporate into your day-to-day stuff. Park further away. Go to the grocery store and walk around the entire outside of the store maybe once or twice before you go to the inside aisles, right? Be able to walk around your house, right? If you have a kitchen, you got a kitchen island. Just go around in circles. Or if you're standing there and you're about to watch TV because your significant other wants to watch a show that you guys watch, just stand right here, right? Put your legs up and down. You're still moving. You're still getting in your steps, okay? It doesn't have to be about A to B. It's about just moving your body, okay? You can use a pedometer. You can get a watch, right? Apple Watch, Fitbit. They even have cheap Amazon ones that are like $19 that have worked brilliantly for my clients. It's all about having something that allows you to be able to get those steps in, okay? Other than that, the last thing that I would really encourage here is for you to get a community around you that continues to keep you inspired, right? Having a coach is great, but if you only have a coach, it only goes so far, right? But truly what separates Title Training from other programs, in my opinion, right, and from my client's perspective, is the community that we built, the culture that we built, the encouragement, the support, picking people up when they're down, encouraging people to go out there and crush their workouts, crush their steps, continue to get their nutrition logged in, X, Y, and Z. Being able to have a team that is losing the weight, that is gaining the muscle, that believes in what they're doing, and having you also go out there and do that is going to be huge. There's a couple links here. You can go ahead and click this one if you want to go ahead and join Title Training and you want to get more information. You can click that, fill that out. We're actually going to give you a 10% off if you go ahead and put challenge complete inside of the referral source, okay? In addition to that, you can go ahead and watch our introduction video as well here on YouTube that talks about the program and what we offer and all that good stuff. And then you can actually go ahead and check out our presentation as well. That's not me talking about it, but you can more read about what we offer and why that's important and all that good stuff. Okay, what's going to actually help you get to your finish goals. So at the end of the day, I would definitely schedule a consultation. You can get that 10% off. You can go ahead and join the 30-day challenge as well to be able to lose your first 6 pounds and help you to really see the tangibility behind the dirty cut method and what we do here at Title Training to turn one day into a lifestyle. But at the end of the day, the main thing I want to drive home here is that a bare minimum, go into this group, commit to this group, commit to the next 30 days, and hold yourself accountable amongst the rest of us, right? There's really nothing to lose. You're gaining about $3,000 worth of free coaching right here within this module, right here within this community, right here within this actual 30-day challenge. It's a 75 hard style, so you got to go day 1 to day 30, not missing any days. But truthfully, that's the consistency that you need to get amazing results and lose 6 pounds per month on average, the way that the rest of the title training clients are, in addition to having the community, the coaching, the pivoting, and a ton of other things that we include in one-to-one fitness coaching. So with that being said, let's turn one day into a lifestyle squad. I can't wait to see you on the inside. Jump into our initial intro post. Go ahead and commit to the next 30 days, hype up what you're about to commit to, hype up yourself, and then jump into the classroom, go through all the modules, and really start turning one day into a lifestyle. I am excited to see you in there. Let's get after it, squad.